You know Michelle Dockery as Lady Mary from Downton Abbey, but where has she appeared since then? And what's gone on in her personal life? Let's take a look at the ups and downs of Michelle Dockery's post-Downton life. Downton Abbey was obviously a major moment for Michelle Dockery, earning her 3 Emmy Award nominations as a key player in one of TV's hottest shows.
I need hardly say you're not to repeat a word to Bates.
Of course not, my lady.
The ambitious actor followed up her beloved role as Lady Mary with a challenging part as a struggling single mother in Ritesh Batra's movie The Sense of an Ending. Adapted from the novel of the same name by Julian Barnes, the film follows Dockery's committed daughter as she helps her father, played by Jim Broadbent, face up to his troubled past. As Dockery told Parade magazine, her work on The Sense of an Ending grew out of a desire to work with Batra, whose film The Lunchbox ranks among her favorites. The actress, quote, jumped at the chance to be a part of Batra's film, and was also drawn to the story of a couple of everyday people who go on a life-changing journey. As she put it, as individuals, we all have a journey and are the authors of our own story. We are all extraordinary. In 2015, at the height of her Downton Abbey fame, Michelle Dockery faced unimaginable personal tragedy when her fiance, Irish PR director John Dineen, died from cancer at the age of 34. The actor admitted to The Guardian in 2017, "I don't have the vocabulary to describe what it felt like and what it still feels like." She went on to note that because she and Dineen were, quote, married at heart, she felt like his widow when he died. Throughout his illness, Dockery was playing Lady Mary, who suffers a similar loss, which made the situation that much harder to bear. Thankfully, it ultimately gave her a new sense of perspective on life and on her job too, naturally. According to Hello magazine, at Dineen's memorial service, the Downton Abbey star praised her late fiancé for being equally dedicated to his personal and professional lives. It's understandable Michelle Dockery would want to change up the role she took on after playing the same character on Downton Abbey for so long. Dockery hit the jackpot when the part of Letty, a con artist who gets out of jail and becomes involved with a hitman, and the TV drama Good Behavior came along. As she told Parade magazine, "I was longing to play a part like Letty. It's a dream come true for me to have a multifaceted role like that with her heart wide open and all that rawness." Dockery admitted that sometimes casting directors can't see her as anyone but her Downton Abbey character, which is frustrating. But with Letty, the show's casting directors clearly knew as well as Dockery did that she was perfect for the role. Recalling how the script's first page involved her character taking the wallet from a man who was attempting to attack her, she told Parade that she knew immediately that she wanted the role no matter what. Michelle Dockery is no stranger to the Emmy Awards, given that she was nominated 3 years in a row for her role in Downton Abbey. But as Vanity Fair noted in a profile of the star, getting the nod for her work in Godless was extra special.
There's some lore about finding gold under the fence posts. They say that's where the old ranchers used to hide it from Indians and outlaws.
In the Western series, Dockery plays Alice, a gun-toting widow and single mother carving out a life for herself in the harsh Wild West. As Dockery told Vanity Fair, getting the role was a big deal. Westerns are something very, very far removed from anything that I thought I would do, and something that you don't expect to play. They're quite rare these days. Dockery grew up watching Westerns and felt a unique kinship with Alice. The role involved intense stunt training and period costuming, both of which Dockery very much enjoyed. In an interview with the Los Angeles Times, Dockery noted that Godless creator Scott Frank wasn't sure she'd be up for the demands of the show because he only knew her from the role on Downton Abbey. Thankfully, her audition tape sealed the deal. Although Michelle Dockery branched out with the likes of Good Behavior and Godless in particular, Lady Mary was never far from her mind. In 2019, Dockery returned for the Downton Abbey movie. The film was well received by critics, achieving an 84% rating on review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes, while it took in an impressive $193 million at the global box office, according to Box Office Mojo. Luckily, despite having to find her way around the character again, Dockery told InStyle magazine that returning to Lady Mary was ultimately a piece of cake. There were 3 years between the show and the movie, but the actor said that, in the end, it felt like, quote, no time had passed. The project also allowed Dockery to reconnect with how special the show was in the first place, reminding her that driving up to the show's title location was actually a breathtaking spectacle, even for an actor. In keeping with her desire to take on more exciting and challenging roles after Downton Abbey, Michelle Dockery relished playing a gangster's wife opposite Matthew McConaughey in Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman. As Rosalind, a tough woman from East London, Dockery was able to reconnect to some of her own family's background. The film, which was set in London, also gave her a chance to work with a legendary crime drama director like Ritchie, as well as a cast that included Charlie Hunnam, Hugh Grant, and Succession star Jeremy Strong. Ritchie kept Dockery on her toes by encouraging improvisation in a more freewheeling atmosphere than she's used to, allowing her to stretch her acting abilities. Creating a killer look for the take-no-guff Rosalind was key to making the character feel real. As Dockery told Net-a-Porter, Rosalind has clearly worked her way up to where she is, really enjoys the lifestyle and having money, but still wants to work. I love that about her character, that she still gets her hands dirty. The dark TV drama Defending Jacob presented yet another opportunity for Michelle Dockery to show off what she could do outside of Downton Abbey. The Apple TV Plus series follows a desperate couple, played by Dockery and Marvel star Chris Evans, whose teenage son is accused of killing his classmate. Dockery described her character Lori to The Hollywood Reporter like this: "She's sort of questioning everything, her whole life. I think parents' guilt plays so much into the story, and that she feels so much responsibility and guilt if he did do this or was involved in any way." The actor went on to explain how difficult it was to switch off the high emotions after finishing each day, admitting she usually finds it relatively easy to go in and out of character on set. However, she noted the character of Lori forced her to really get, quote, in the zone. As a result, Dockery had to remain in that emotionally charged headspace as a parent wondering whether her child is a murderer and trying to support him regardless, because otherwise she'd find it tough to get back into it, understandably so. Considering the first Downton Abbey movie was such a hit with filmgoers, a sequel was all but guaranteed, and indeed, 2022 will see the release of Downton Abbey: A New Era. Despite the apparent time change, Michelle Dockery will be returning to her role as Lady Mary once again, alongside all the other fan-favorite characters heading to France. In discussing the film, Dockery told Metro, "It's really interesting to see the characters in another place. It's a really fun film. That's all I can tell you." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about your favorite TV actors are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.